Something else I just noticed that probably makes me stand out a little bit of a douchebag here in Vancouver is I think I'm the only one that wears sunglasses. No one else really wears sunglasses. And I realized that the day is a little bit cloudy, but it's still kind of bright. And I mean, also protect your eyes from UV rays. That's a thing. Even on cloudy days, UV rays still penetrate the clouds. But I guess I'm just so used to always wearing my sunglasses. I'm not doing it to look cool, because God knows it would take a lot more than sunglasses to make me look cool. But yeah, no one here wears sunglasses. I mean, I think the sun's supposed to come out tomorrow, so we'll see whether or not people wear sunglasses then, but it doesn't really seem to be a thing. It's kind of like in the UK, no one wears sunglasses. Like even the people with sunglasses, I know they own sunglasses, they wear them when they're somewhere tropical, but in the UK itself, not so much. But I guess they don't really see many sunny days, so they're just kind of used to the dreariness. But yeah, protect your eyes from the UV rays, even on clouds. That's why you should always wear sunscreen, even on a cloudy day. So that's another interesting observation I have. Whereas I feel like people in Toronto, or so basically, maybe it's a Western continent kind of thing, because definitely like, you know, New York, Toronto, basically everything along the east there, they're all got the sunglasses on all the time. Maybe it's just because we want to avoid eye contact with people. Who knows? But just a fun observation. Let me know if you've seen the same. Let me know if you agree, and let me know if you think I should stop wearing my sunglasses everywhere. No, you know what? I won't. Gotta be me. Gotta be me, and gotta protect my eyes, because you only get one set of corneas until they start growing them in labs. We'll see. So that's another place I kind of heard about, Ramen Gojiro. I've got mixed reviews. I'll see if I have a chance to try it. Apparently the ramen portions there are enormous, or they're kind of like monster size. Some people have told me to go, some people have told me not to go. I'm not really sure. It'll be a game time decision. If I've got time, I guess that's the other thing too, is whether I have time to actually go and check it out. So we will see. We will see. But just in case I don't make it, and you guys have, let me know what you think of Ramen Gojiro. So anyone who likes to shop, and if you like malls, you should probably head to this one here. Also has a name. For now, I'm gonna call it the BC Mall, because I can't remember what the hell the name is. I'll find it eventually. But yeah, there's a giant mall here. It's also attaches, if you like fancy shopping, to a Holt Renfrew over there, and then I'm sure it's attached to a lot more other fun shopping place like things for you to go shopping at. And so if that's your kind of thing, head to downtown Vancouver and shop your brains off. Let's see, Pacific Center, that's what it's called. It is called the CF for Cadillac Fairview Pacific Center. So if malls are your thing, head on over to the CF Pacific Center, where they will take care of all your money for you. And if you have any money left, you can go over to Holt Renfrew, pick up something from Chanel. You're gonna have to remortgage your house for the Chanel stuff, but hey, it'll be worth it, because it'll be a fine quality item. Here is some of the Vancouver waterfront, and there is Canada Place, which you'll see a lot in photos. I'll get around to the side. I think the other side's more interesting. And then something called Fat Burger. That's interesting. I think I saw that in a TV show once. And I'm assuming their burgers are fat. All right, let's try and get over without being killed. And look at this water. I'm very jealous when I see cities that are next to water, and they actually do like a really good job with their waterfronts. Because once again, Toronto, they've had plans to try to do something with it, and our waterfront kind of sucks. I mean, it's better now. I want to say maybe in the last like 5 years or so, they've actually tried to put a few more things in, but it still is so just underutilized and just full of potential, but also not. So it's a little sad, because you see these waterfronts and they're so lively and inviting, and especially I remember in Sydney, they did a fantastic job with theirs as well. So Chicago as well, I mean, they do an incredible job. So why can't we do that? I know it sounds like I'm like just pooping all over Toronto, but I do it with love, because I want to see them do better. I want to see them improve, and so I want the city to be something that we can all be proud of, and that will welcome everyone from everywhere. Although I guess this might be one of the areas where the cruise ships docks is a welcome aboard or whatever. Although it seems like an odd place for the dock. It doesn't seem safe, so I must be missing something here. But either way, so over here you'll see something that kind of looks like sails, a little structure, and I think that's something that you most likely would encounter and see and recognize as a distinct feature of Vancouver. You just see down, so yeah, when you see Canada Place, so there you go, you see that a little bit better now there. And once again, I'm sure there's a lot of really cool significance to it and stories around Vancouver, but I don't know what they are. Alright, so I'm headed into an area of town called Gastown, which once again is, I believe it's one of the oldest neighborhoods, if not one of the, definitely one of the older neighborhoods here, I think. And if you're a tourist, eventually you'll wander in because they tell all the tourists to go there. And it's a pretty area, but I thought let's show it to you. And of course, one of the most famous things about Gastown is the steam clock, which I'll have to locate at some point. I think it's one of the, if not the only remaining operating clock run on steam. It's one of the very few. There definitely can't be very many of them left. But let me see if I can figure out exactly where this steam clock is. It's somewhere around here. But in the meantime, we can look at all the interesting things in this neighborhood here. That's kind of interesting and pretty. And I like how these streets, yeah, see, I like neighborhoods like this. Kind of reminds me of like New York or something like that too. And I just kind of like things like this because why not? And this is what happens when you preserve the buildings instead of knocking them all down and turning them into glass huts. So much nicer when you got stone and brick. And I understand it's expensive to build with stone and brick, so can't always do it, but where possible, you can't do it. If you can preserve some of the existing stuff, I figure that makes it a little easier. But I am not an architect or a builder, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Although I know people are. Maybe I should ask them about this. But I think especially you talk to an architect, predominantly, obviously they want to make art. They're artists as well, so they want things to look good as well as be functional. And as you can see here, Gastown, there is just a lot going on. So whether you want to shop, whether you want to eat, whether you want to go to a skateboard shop, it's all here for you to enjoy. There it is, the steam clock. I'm amazed I was able to find it. Although I have to remember, I think it's at noon when, so I think every hour it'll go off and it'll toot and do this thing. But I believe it's actually at noon when it toots the longest. Sounds like it's farting or something. That's when it toots the longest. But so let me know, when do you toot the longest? Or do you toot at all? Alright, so I think that steam clock actually lets off a little whelp at the quarter and half past and quarter to, as well as on the hour as well. So I think that's why everyone's just hanging out, because I think I just heard it give a little bit of a hoo-ha from its steam ha. So that could be the case, but like I said, I'm not gonna, you can Google it online, find enough things of it doing its thing. So I'm not gonna stick around and wait for it to go off unless it suddenly just goes off right now. And I'm going to try to stay out of everyone's way because they're all trying to catch the, and I think they think because it just kind of, you know, teased them with a little bit of a hoo-ha at the quarter past. I think they thought, oh my god, it's gonna erupt at any time. No, that's not how it works. Come back on the hour and do it. Go have a drink somewhere. Go grab a coffee. Go buy some stuff covered in maple leaves. So everyone knows that you either went to Canada, you're Canadian, or you're obsessed with red and white clothing. Alright, so I just noticed something that looks like a train station. I think it's called Waterfront Station, or it just says the station there. It's very, very to the point. But oftentimes these stations are quite nice on the inside, and I don't ever remember going inside, so I have no idea what it looks like. So let's discover this together. Let's go in and figure out what is in the station. And let's see, is it going to have a beautiful ceiling? Okay, yeah, it's not so bad, not bad. Waterfront Station, nice little details up top, and kiosks to do whatever you need to do. But assuming these days most things have an app, so you can probably take care of it with the app without having to actually go and buy a physical ticket. But if you still want to do that, you can do that too if you want to live off the grid. And yeah, okay, not bad, not bad. It's a pretty station. I can see it being used for a lot of filming, and it could be fun. So not bad. I'm not disappointed. I was a little bit afraid actually that it might not be anywhere near as good as I hoped, but this isn't bad at all. So yeah, let me know what's this station called, or was just actually the station or a waterfront station or something like that. Let's see what's down over here. And is it also pretty? Okay, yeah, nice. Yeah, it kind of has, like, you know, vibes of, I don't know, some kind of French architecture that kind of reminds me of. I feel like I've been in buildings in France that kind of look like this, and maybe actually homes actually. So it's a house that just kind of had this kind of an archway and walkway and hallway. So yeah, kind of cool. Okay, not disappointing at all. Actually, I'm gonna go back out this way. When you're traveling, you should always leave time open for serendipity. So I walked by and I saw Vancouver's Container Market just upstairs, Junction Public Market, this way up. Of course I have to follow an arrow that says this way up. So let's go up, even though my legs are kind of jelly, but that's okay because I've just been doing so much crazy walking and running and hiking and climbing that, hey, stairs. Okay, cool, cool. Not what I expected, but I will take it. It's kind of cool. So the Junction Public Market. So it looks like they've got a lot of like clothes, handicrafts, and a lot of this looks like stuff that was, I'm assuming it's all locally manufactured. It looks like it. Created by cool artists. There's candles there, and some cool caps that they've customized. A giant hunk of aluminum. I'm assuming it's art. That's kind of cool. They've got some leather goods. Oh, that's pretty cool. If I had more room in my carry-on, I might actually check out more of this stuff, but unfortunately, thank you. If I had more, yeah, the problem is I had to do some really, you know, interesting and creative packing in my carry-on here, just because I had to. Normally I have a better idea of what's going to happen, but here I kind of had to plan for everything. So I had to bring everything from like a suit to basically hiking gear and everything in between in the carry-on. So it was a little bit interesting. Oh, Turkish food, that's kind of cool. There's some Turkish delight and some baklava there, and that's kind of cool. And more donuts. October, of course, yes. I guess it is Oktoberfest right now ish. We're at the end of September. Yeah, most people think Oktoberfest is in October. No, it actually happens in September, so keep that in mind. And they've got a little beer tent going on there to celebrate Oktoberfest, and awesome. Under normal circumstances, I would go and join some of that Oktoberfest, but I'm actually meeting up with a friend not too long from now for some beverages, and so I'm gonna pace myself because yeah, no, we've been going to a lot of fun parties as part of interior design week here in Vancouver, so it's been pretty wild. And everyone in the interior design community here is just so incredibly talented. It's amazing, and they're such fun people as well. Even though I have absolutely nothing to do with interior design, they're like, we love the fact that you just said, hey, party in Vancouver, I'm there. And that's pretty much how this trip kind of came about, is that a friend of mine was just like, hey, come on down, there's a party in Vancouver. And I'm like, oh, let's see if I can make it. And I realized, yes, I can. So here I am, party in Vancouver. I just kind of wandered over this way here because I had seen that building over there and it looked really cool. Once again, everything reminds me of New York. It's one of my favorite cities, so I just reference everything back to that. And yeah, I was just curious what that building is. It's not so clear on the maps what that building is, but I'm sure it has a name of some sort. So if anyone knows what it is, put in comments below. And oh, here's where the Vancouver Club is. I know this is around here. Apparently I'm supposed to drop by there at some point with a friend, but I can't go there dressed like this. I'll have to spruce myself up and make myself somewhat respectable, and hope they don't kick me out. They still might just kick me out, but that's all right. At least I'll be able to see the inside of the I don't know, places like that always remind me sometimes of like a weird secret society. And we'll go see how the fancy people are being fancy with their fanciness. Although the absolute pillar of fanciness is Toronto. The Toronto Club, like that is that's interesting. It's like stepping back in time into, like, you know, Downton Abbey when you go in there. And always a fun task is try to find their phone number. Not listed, because you don't need to know it. You will not find it unless you have a reason to find it. So it's interesting. So yeah, Google the Toronto Club. Probably maybe any club that has their own name in it. Interesting. What is this building here on Burrard Street? I don't know. It's at 365. I guess I could look that up. But it is kind of pretty. And a lot of decorative designs on the outside. A lot of seahorses. I guess they like seahorses. Alright, apparently it's the Marine Building. And apparently it opened in 1930. And at the time was the tallest building in Vancouver. And also one of the finest examples of Art Deco. So, cool building. And see what happens when you don't just tear down the buildings that you have. They stick around and make a beautiful piece of the fabric of the city. So, although obviously right now it's mostly scaffolding because they're renovating and trying to fix stuff. We also have here is next to the Fairmont Pacific Rim. So if you want a fancy hotel to stay at, the Fairmont Pacific Rim is a great place to stay and centrally located. The only thing, of course, that always throws me off is the fact that everyone knows your name. All the staff, they all greet you by name, and you kind of like, oh my god, how do you know who I am? But when you're at fancy hotels like that, it's part of the job of the staff to know who everyone is. And so they'll Google you and get all their photos, and so that way everyone can say, hello, Mr. Bob. We'll have that right to you. Yeah. At first a little bit unnerving, but then you remember, it's fine. In a fancy hotel, that's what they do. So it makes you feel like you're at home, or creeps you out completely, whichever one it ends up doing. So from that, so yes. So that interesting piece of architecture is Vancouver House. And it is shaped in a funny way because of the unique piece of land that it sits on. And I've been told, so on the base is triangular, and then as it goes up it becomes more of the regular square sort of, or rectangular sort of shape that you expect the building to be. But they do that because of the on and off ramps that are here that kind of, and also the weird highway going on over there. I don't remember which one it is. Which highway is it over there? Or which highway is it? Stuck over?
This is the Granville Bridge.
Yeah.
So the architect is also a very famous Danish architect called Bjarke Ingels.
Okay.
Bjarke also designed the new the Twin Towers in New York.
Oh, okay.
So their office is in New York.
Or the World Trade Center. Yeah, the new World Trade Center. Okay. So yeah, in order to make it fit, as you guys can see, like there's the road that kind of, the ramps that kind of wind over that way. They had to make it fit into that space, and so that's why it starts with a triangle at the bottom and goes up to a rectangle at top. So this is the area underneath Vancouver House that we kind of talked about earlier. That, oh, it's spinning. Okay, so there is a chandelier that spins around at 9 p.m. every night, and we're hoping to catch it. We're kind of seeing it. You see it over there spinning. Hopefully, how long does it spin for?
Maybe 5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes. Okay, so we should catch some of the spinning. as we're going. But as you can see, they've added retail underneath here too, because usually underneath bridges is a pretty scary place to be. But when you put things underneath it so that scary things don't happen, or that scary people don't accumulate there, and you know, everyone else just shows up, then it's not so scary anymore. So every city that has any kind of weird highway running through the city, put stuff underneath the freaking highway. You don't need to tear it down. You don't need to waste that kind of money. Just make it inviting, make it safe, light it up, put lights, pave it, you know, just do stuff that'll bring people in. Like put a giant spinning chandelier like that. Why? It doesn't matter. Who cares? Just do it, because then people like me will show up. And then the more people that show up, the less funny people hang out there. But let's see. So do you know the artist that created the spinning chandelier?
Rodney Graham.
Rodney
Graham.
Rodney Graham? Yes. Okay. And how much did the spinning chandelier cost?
I think it's like over 5 million.
5 million? Okay, nice. Sounds like a deal. And is it like Baccarat crystal or something, or?
No, it's just a piece of art.
Oh, it's just a piece of artwork. Well, it's a big piece of artwork, so and you have to put a lot of electronics in to make it spin. So that's kind of cool, I guess. So yeah, look, the spinning chandelier. Does it have a name other than spinning chandelier? Just called spinning chandelier. Okay, we will take it. Alright, so I'm gonna try to take a picture of the spinning chandelier. I don't know why I'm filming so much of the spinning chandelier, but it's here. Why not? So I'm showing you more of the spots that you'll likely end up when you're here visiting, and one of those spots is right here, just at the end of Robson Street and Howe Street. It is the Vancouver Art Gallery. At least I believe that's what it was. At least it should be. But this is a fun little area that you'll probably end up in, just because it is very central as well. But there's also a whole bunch of food trucks around here too. So if you want to sample some different things, you can go over to Disco Cheetah and eat some cheetahs or something. No, it might be, I don't know what it is. But anyways, you'll figure it out. And so yeah, there's a bunch of different things. People are kind of lounging around here a lot. The campus of UBC, the university, kind of hangs out here as well. There's guys busking and playing really interesting music, I guess. I don't recognize it. Oh, maybe I do. It's kind of, who knows. But yeah, so at some point, you'll likely find yourself walking down here. People will try to talk to you, and that's okay. Apparently, they're doing free meditation classes. Maybe I'll go meditate there later with them. I guess they're just sitting on the steps and meditating. That's okay. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But like I said, and also Robson Street, I think I mentioned before, a lot of shopping down that way. It's also the giant Pacific West Pacific Mall? I don't know what's going on. Yeah, you know, I'm always great with all my details. And oh look, apparently there's a downtown farmers market here on Wednesdays from 2 p.m. till 6 p.m. but only from June till December. So right outside the Vancouver Art Gallery here, I guess, there is a farmers market, so that's kind of fun. But Vancouver's it's not a big city. It's pretty compact, so you know, don't worry about just wandering around the city and discovering new places, because you will, and at the same time you might not, because inevitably you'll find you've walked in a giant circle and you don't realize it. You're like, oh, I'm back where I started. But that's fun. Don't, you know, if there are things you want to see, plan it out, but don't be so hard and fast about it. And also look up when you're here. Don't forget to look up. Not looking for comets or meteorites coming our way, or asteroids, I guess, is actually when they're still in space. Yeah, actually, I believe they're only meteorites when they actually land on Earth, but while they're in space, they're asteroids. There's my giant nerd fact of the day. But anyhow, because the architecture in the city is quite interesting and nice and funky, so make sure you look up and take a look at all the fun buildings. And but of course, while you're looking up, don't forget to look down so you don't trip over anything. But oh, so that farmers market I was talking about, it's actually going on. I forgot it was Wednesday. Completely, I forgot it was Wednesday. I don't know what day of the week it is without my phone to tell me. And so here is the farmers market outside the Art Gallery of Vancouver. And look at all the fun stuff. Although I often wonder with the farmers markets, is it really something for the farm? Well, I guess if there's a farm attached to it. No, actually, even with that, you never know sometimes. So I guess it comes down to you guys gotta get to know the farmers and how much do you know and trust them. So you just stared at me now and said, did this really come off your farm, or did you buy it at the supermarket and bring it out here? But it's nice that they have a little farmers market so that even if you can't get out. And oh, look, they've got meat pies. That sounds like fun too. I'm assuming, yeah, you'd have to put them in the oven and make them. If it was pre-made, I might consider it, but it is the kind that you have to do something with. And what do we have here? There's flowers, the chicken, corn. Although it's hard for me to eat supermarket corn anymore. Oh, rice whiskey, cocoa. Yeah, just because I worked for a summer for a farmer who grew corn. So I used to eat like fresh corn every single day that was picked that morning. And oh, that just ruins you for any other corn, because any other corn just tastes just bland and kind of this, yeah, no matter how sweet it, just because it's so sweet when it first comes off the cob, or first comes off the vine or whatever it is, that stalk, before it comes off the stalk, it's almost like eating just pure sugar. It's crazy. And now I can tell, like, because after like 24 hours for sure, it's broken down so much that it just tastes almost just blah, like it's not sweet anymore to me. It's just compared to what it is. So yeah, any corn that's been picked for more than 24 hours, it just doesn't taste the same to me, sadly. I know it's just ruined me forever. So who knew but yeah, if you ever get a chance to pick to eat corn that just came off the stalk there, jump on it. But I do warn you, it will ruin you for all corn after that. So there, of course, if anyone's wondering where the Apple store is, it's here on West Georgia and Chow Street. But just find the Pacific Center, the giant mall, and you can find it that way. And King's still here in Vancouver, and just want to show you some of the interesting architecture here for the Vancouver Public Library. And I should probably go in there and take a peek. Actually, yeah, since it's kind of a bit of a drizzly day, probably a fun library day. Vancouver Public Library, where Vancouver goes to public library. And kind of funky building, and I should have done a little bit of research about it. I'm assuming this is probably the largest one in all of Vancouver in terms of their libraries. And now if I can just figure out how to get in, I assume maybe it's on the side there. And I mean, I guess every city kind of has a version of this where there's like one giant, almost like a reference library, like Toronto has one. New York obviously has a really cool library going on by Bryant Park there, which I highly recommend if you haven't been to the New York City Public Library. And oh, look, there's the entrance. I think I would have expected it. I thought it's going to be somewhere along here, but it's somewhere along there. So that's kind of cool and interesting. And looks like they just put this glass atrium between a couple of buildings and decided, let's call it a day. Kind of cool. So they've got these self-checkout kiosks. Kind of cool. So you have a library card, little displays. You can musical instrument lending library. You can borrow instruments. That's kind of cool. I've always wanted to learn how to play the bongo drums. So that could be kind of fun. Let's see what else we got here. So there's definitely many more floors than I expected. I'm going up, I think that's like the 7th floor right now, or 6th floor, something like that. And yeah, 7th floor, and there's still like more floors going on. I just kind of go into the top to see when I either get stopped or when I finally hit the top. I guess the 8th is probably the top floor going on here. So let's see what's on the 8th floor. And then I guess I'll just go back down, because But yeah, it's just a massive library. So if you need to do research in Vancouver, they probably have it here. But they've also got a lot of stuff to borrow as well. So they've got like CDs and movies and whatever. So that's kind of cool. And that's the one thing you don't realize with libraries. Like now you can pretty much borrow anything there. So pretty wild. And yeah, there's just some spaces here and other things going on. Is there actually an outdoor space here on the roof as well? That's kind of cool. Is there a little cafe here? What's going on over here? Oh, okay, it's just a little, just a little lounge here with just some refreshments. And is there an outdoor? Oh, okay, yeah, kind of cool. So there's like a outdoor patio space here on the roof of the Vancouver Public Library. So yeah, come over here and have your own little patio party. And yeah, this was unexpected and definitely a pleasant surprise. Nice to see that they're making use of the outdoor space, because why not, right? You've got the space up here and they've designed it obviously with that in mind. And you've also got this romantic staircase over here if you want to recreate any dreams of I don't know, just pretend. Actually here you can almost pretend like you can almost pretend you're in Italy, kind of, maybe in Venice, right here, if you do the proper filters and put on the proper clothing. Like, you know, if you're into dresses, wear a long flowing dress. If you're into tuxedos, wear a big tuxedo. Or something with velvet or something like that. I don't know, but it definitely seems like the kind of spot where you could recreate a moment that no one would expect. So yeah, let me see, what else am I gonna do? Like another shot? We'll figure it out. But yeah, kind of cool. So you're at the Vancouver Public Library, head to the roof, check it out. And from there you also have a view of the city, so you can also check out all the fun stuff around you. I am out, and I didn't realize that actually the entrance, or the ground, what I would consider ground floor, is actually the second floor. So and I guess the actual floor below that is closed or something today, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. But yeah, the Vancouver Public Library, come in, take a look. If you have something to read, they've probably got it in there somewhere, so go read all about it and let me know what you think. King here in Chinatown in Vancouver with a fun fact. So this building over here, the Chow Insurance, where Chow Insurance is, I think it's also called the Sam Key building, is apparently the narrowest, or I guess they kind of call it the skinniest commercial building in the world. And what had happened was the original person that bought the land, they bought like a plot of land that was like 30 feet long, wide apparently, and then the city needed to build this street here, I guess, and so they sort of expropriated about 24 feet and left them with 6 feet, and everyone thought, hey, there's no way that he could build a building on 6 feet of land, and apparently he did. So I guess what on the side here, it looks like it's, you know, kind of wide and deep, but that's not it. I think it's from the front where you can see kind of basically all the land that they've got. So how's it going on here? I guess it's this thing, right? Oh, actually, no, you know what it is? Basically the area that's green, that is the width of the building. So that's why it is the skinniest commercial or building in the whole wide world. So yeah, no. So when the world takes away your, or when the city takes away your land, build a building and show them how it's done. And that's exactly what I guess Sam Key did back in the day. I assume that's the fellow who built this. I could be completely wrong, but now it's known as the Jack Chow Insurance Company. And yeah, kind of cool. And let's see, there is, oh, you can go in for, I guess, the Jack Chow Giant Panda habitat, which, oh my god, okay, which is just a stuffed panda. All right, sure, why not? The first and only animatronic panda family outside of Asia. That's funny. The first and only animatronic panda family. That kills me. This is hilarious. That's a great, you know, why not? You know, why not? That's entrepreneurship at its best. You know, you've already got a bit of a tourist attraction here with the Skinniest building, so why not add a panda habitat to maximize your your earnings? So yeah, go check out the animatronic pandas at the Jack Key Insurance building. And here's the rest of the building in the front. More pandas. They do love the pandas, and I'm guessing somewhere in there you can actually buy insurance if you need it. Yes, it does look like it does for sure actually operate as a not panda insurance. Yeah, sure, why not? They probably sell panda insurance as well. Oh, more robot pandas down here. So yeah, so go experience it if you I don't know. I don't know if that's just a joke, like maybe they're just being a little bit sarcastic, or whether that you can actually go and buy tickets. So I didn't see anyone selling tickets, but I assume it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but who knows, because I don't know. I guess if you go buy a ticket, they'll actually turn on the robot pandas and have them attack you or something. So I guess that's the only thing you're missing by not paying the admission. But yeah, there you go. The skinniest, narrowest, shallowest, whatever you want, commercial building in the world in Vancouver's Chinatown. At Jack Key, I mean at the yeah, over there. Anyways, that was fun.